Oh, hi. So, mask went very well last night. I quite enjoyed myself, and I loved being Wash, so that was fun. And if you want to see my costume, you can wait until the end of the video where I will be reenacting Wash's first scene from Firefly. And, just in case anyone from Theta is watching, I want to give a shout out to the pledge class of 2012. It's gonna be a good year, guys. I think you're gonna enjoy it. And a special shout out to my god little Liz Robertson. So, if you're watching this, you just got mentioned in the video. Not sure why I pointed to myself. But, that is not what I want to talk about because I talked about Mask yesterday. Today, I want to talk about Winnie the Pooh. It's important to note that on the list it just says Winnie the Pooh. There has been two main novels devoted to Winnie the Pooh. There was Winnie the Pooh and then there was House on Pooh Corner. I actually read both, mostly because Tigger wasn't in Winnie the Pooh, he's only in House on Pooh Corner, and I love Tigger, so I wanted to read the book that he was in. Rambling sentence. So I love this book. The two stories themselves are very similar to each other. Of course, they both deal with Winnie the Pooh and his friends. And they're also both very simplistic in their storytelling. What this book is, more than anything else, is just a series of short stories being read to a little kid before he goes to bed. So they're essentially bedtime stories. Also, the characters are really good, but I'll go a little more into that later in the video. So it's really that I like, the fact that it's very simplistic, and it has that aura of a father reading his child a bedtime story. So that's my short opinion on the book, but why is it on the list? It was popular enough that it not only spanned an entire television show, but even recently came out with a new movie. I think part of what makes Winnie the Pooh so popular is the characters. All of the characters in this book are people that you know. We have Pooh, who's not overly smart, but you know that he'll come through no matter what. There's Piglet, who's not very brave, but he will come through no matter what. There's Eeyore, that one guy who's almost always depressed and always knows exactly what to say to make everyone's happy feelings go away. There's Owl, the guy who thinks he's incredibly smart, even though he's about as smart as anybody else around him. And then there's Rabbit, who has a tendency to think of himself as better than those around him, but not because he's being mean or anything, but just because that's just how he feels. And then, of course, we have Kanga and Roo, with Kanga being the very protective mother and Roo being the very rebellious child. And then, of course, there's Tigger, who's basically just the oddball. But more than the oddball, he's also the adventurer who doesn't always know his limits. I think that it's the characters and the simplistic nature of the storytelling and just reading about these situations that you probably have experienced at some point in your life that really push this book to the top of this list more than anything else. And that's my feelings on the book. I'm curious as to what you think about Winnie the Pooh, so let me know down in the comments. And I will see you tomorrow where I'll be talking about something, presumably, maybe. It's hard to say. Bye! Yes. Yes. This is a fertile land and we shall thrive. We shall rule over this land and we shall call it this land. I think we should call it your grave. Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal. Ah ha ha ha. Mine is an evil laugh. Now die. Oh dear God. Oh sweet God in heaven.